Hello listeners, my name is Charles Scott. I'm the broker for Tri-State Realty, and the program is called Can We Talk? We come to you every week. We are very informative, give you information about what's going on within the real estate market and also the economy, and give you some information that can help you make decisions and plan for the future. I'm here with my son, Charles Scott
Jr. How you guys doing today? Yes, like my father said, we're here to help the people, and we have a lot to talk about today.
Some of the things that we want to talk to you about are some of the occurrences that have happened within the last week, and maybe we want to give you some information about how you can get ahead within the real estate market.
Yes.
Now, my son and I were just talking about some of the ideas that we want to give you, one being, if you're out there looking for a house right now, it can be very challenging, right?
Yes, very true. It can be very challenging because right now people are basically going to see a house, they may put an offer on it and then they realize they're one of several offers, and some of those offers may be very high, above asking price.
So the market actually is taken off with, I'd say, what it's been now? It's been about a couple of years, right?
Yeah, I'd say since
COVID,
right? Since the pandemic started.
Ever since the pandemic.
Since that April 2020, people saw real estate sales fall. Then after that, they all skyrocketed up prices, and including migration. What we saw, especially in our area in Fairfield, we're seeing New Yorkers come in.
And not only that, people are having to travel further.
Yes.
Especially now, and we know that with the cost of gas.
Yeah,
right?
definitely. The cost of gas.
Cost of gas is killing us.
Yes, very true.
Whereas before, someone would be looking for a house and you can take them within your normal neighborhood or maybe the surrounding city, and that would be it. Now people are venturing further and further and further away in order to be able to find a property.
Yes.
So it's not uncommon for us to be within 1 week or 1 day in 3 or 4 or 5 different cities.
Yes.
Because what's happening is that we have to go to this city and see what the prices are in that city and then the following city. Now, one of the things we wanted to, the subject or the title of this particular session will be, how can you get ahead in this type of market? What is it that you can do to plan? What's your strategy? Or we're going to give you some tips on what you should do if you're looking to purchase a property, because it's so frustrating, and I know it's frustrating out there. And maybe give them an idea of some of the things you have to go through.
Yes, definitely. What we're going to give today is actually tips, but they're going to be competitive tips. Tips that help you, get an edge on, I would say, other buyers. Things to look for in the house, things that you can, imagine what this could be versus this buy already done. And what that will do is actually give you I would say, like a one over some of these current buyers.
Exactly. One of the things that we want to talk to you about is that if you're looking out for a house, right now it's not uncommon to have multiple offers on a property. What we see happening is that a lot of the first-time buyers, they're chasing I say the glitz.
Yes.
They're all, in other words, nobody today seems like they don't even know how to hammer a nail. Everything's got to be perfect.
Stainless steel appliances.
They want everything.
Granite, quartz.
Everything. They want everything.
That'd be perfect.
Open the door, and it's like homes and gardens, house and garden.
Well, they see those HGTV commercials or TV shows, and they see those houses are very extravagant. Well, it has to be. It's TV. They're not going to show you a house, or I would say reality. They're not going to show you what a house looks like in our market. As far as when you're looking for a house, don't go for the glitz and glamour, because that's what everybody's going to go for. And that may price yourself out, or, your offer won't get chosen.
Not only that, you're in the way I see it, and take it from me, I've been in the business 37 years. If I was looking for a house, I would get something that I could, might need a little work. I could buy it, fix it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. Now it's worth more than what I paid for it. So yes. Right away, I've got a savings account in that house.
Equity.
I've got equity in that house. Mm-hmm. When you're chasing what everybody else is looking for, that's when the price goes up.
Yes.
Right now, we got a situation of supply and demand. We got a huge demand, not for all real estate. There's a huge demand for those houses that are like flips or shine with everything in it. So that demand is pushing the price of those houses up. So you might have the high demand on only 5% of the houses that are out there. What we see happening is that you have such high demand on those so few houses that now the rest of the people in the neighborhood, they don't have all of those glitz. They don't have the granite countertops. They don't have all of that. So they decide, well, I'm going to go up on my price too. Joe down the street got a lot of money for his house.
Yes.
But they don't know Joe went and totally
Remodeled this whole house.
gutted the house, remodeled the house, and fixed the house up. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, we're looking to do today is to show you, do not, I mean, if you got the money and you don't mind spending the money and you don't want to fix anything up, or when we say fix anything up,
Yeah, we're talking about little repairs
Small
as far
stuff.
as small stuff, you know, as far as give it a fresh coat of paint, maybe upgrade some of the appliances that yourself, you know, you can buy used appliances. There's plenty of used steel appliances that look great.
there's everything out there.
Yes.
And to be honest with you, some of those flips that you see that you're buying, those aren't new appliances.
Correct. Yes, because some people say, well, the supply chain, that's a factor too. Try to order a brand new 2021 or 2022 refrigerator right now from Home Depot. They may say 3 to 6 months. They have to
right.
wait for it to get from California.
3 to 6 months. And when you go into the house and you see the appliances and you see that everything is shiny, you know, in your mind, you're assuming that all of this is brand new. The person that's selling the property, he'll go down to a place like, you know, I don't want to name it, but in West Haven and in Brantford, you got the largest appliance distributor there.
Yep.
And they specialize in scratch and dents.
Yes.
So why pay $800 for a refrigerator when you can get the same thing for $500
Yes.
or $400? And, you know, it may have a little scratch in the back of it. Well, who cares? It's being pushed up against the wall. It might have a scratch on the side of it. Who
Yes.
cares? The range is going to be next to it. And so what's happening is that you're paying top dollar for items that you can buy for half the price.
Yes.
So don't, in other words, when you're following the glitz and you're following what everybody else is buying, you are putting yourself at a disadvantage.
Now, some people may say, well, I have the Zillow app, Mr. Scott, I have Redfin. How do I find these houses that may not have all the glitz and glamour? What I would tell them is look for the houses on those apps, because it does tell you how many days it's been on the market. Don't look at the 0, 1, 2.
Oh, my
Those are
God.
the most popular looking house. You'll see the views, hundreds of views every day. Look for the houses that have been on the market, let's say 30 days, maybe 35, 40 days, and see what's going on here.
Exactly.
And do your own investigation. Open that house on the app, look at the pictures, and say, maybe the kitchen looks like it's from 1980, 1990. Well, that's I'll say your wedge deal. That's your advantage. Maybe you can possibly put an offer on this house and upgrade it yourself.
How many times do we get calls? In other words, we're working with different buyers.
Yes.
And when they send us properties that they want to see. And the minute we look, it's 0 days on the market.
Oh, yes, yes.
1 day on the
The
market.
sign's not even in the front yard yet.
But what they're doing is they're waiting for the new house to hit the market. And the minute it says 0 days on the market, and many of you that are out there that are listening to me right now, if you're looking for a house, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yes.
Because you have the app and the app shows, okay, new listing. So psychologically, you're thinking to yourself, oh, they sent this new listing just to me so I can know about it.
Not quite. What, Zillow's growing every day.
How does that work? Tell me.
I was reading about Zillow has 200 million monthly users. So think about that. So when they send that notification out, especially if you have your area targeted to Connecticut, let's say Bridgeport, everyone is seeing that house the same time as you. So it's going to be basically, it's like at a race. When a guy shoots the gun, they all say go. Everyone's going after that one house.
And what happens is that house gets bid higher and higher and higher. So now when you call us up and you say, oh, this new house just hit the market. I want to see this house. So we set up an appointment to see that. If you send 4 or 5 houses, it's remarkable. All 4 or 5 just hit the market the same day.
Very true.
Now, there's 2,200 real estate agents in the area. So I'd say at least probably 30% of them are working with a first-time home buyer or somebody. So that means about 700 people automatically got that same click that you did, and 700 people now want to set up an appointment to see that one particular house or 2 houses that are out there.
Yes.
Now, what would I do if I were a first-time home buyer and I was looking to buy a house? Here's what I would do. First of all, I totally eliminate all of the ones that just came on the market today.
Very
Maybe,
true.
Maybe even the last week.
Yeah, even those are still hot.
Even the last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would look for the homes that are on the market 2 weeks, 3
Yes,
weeks,
3 weeks.
a month, even 4 months.
Yes, very true.
Now, you might say, well, those houses have been on the market for a long time. No one wants to buy those. Well, those houses are the ones that do not have all the glitz.
Mm-hmm.
When you look at the kitchen might be dated.
Yes.
Might have brown cabinets. Might have vinyl flooring. It might have the walls might be painted.
Wallpaper. When you see
I
wallpaper,
forgot about that one.
when you see the wallpaper, you know the house is going to be dated, the entire house.
I have wallpaper. And and I see that, I'm loving it. 'Cause I'm saying,
Exactly.
I'm smiling.
When you walk in the house and you see it's dated wallpaper, smile, because you say, I could get maybe a good deal here.
Exactly. That's telling me, number one, it's telling me that it's an older couple.
Yes.
They've probably been there 20, 25 years. It's telling me that maybe they don't even have a mortgage
Very true.
because they've been there so long. So if they don't have a mortgage and they're asking, let's say, $250,000, it tells me also they're probably getting ready to retire.
Yes.
Why? Because they've been there so long, they've had the house, and they're probably looking to move maybe with their children, closer to the children, maybe to a retirement community, maybe to a state where the taxes are not so high.
Very true.
Because these are the reasons that we get from people that are selling in that situation. I'm moving to a state where the taxes are not so high because I'm on retirement, I'm getting Social Security, and I'm getting my pension, and I'm getting the fixed income, and Connecticut or whatever state it is eating up all my money.
Yes, well, we see that a lot because you'll see, family maybe in their 30s or 40s that buy a big house, they raise a family. After the kids move out and get their own lives, they have this big house. They may not have a mortgage, but they may have a big tax bill every year.
Right.
And taxes aren't going down. Taxes are increasing, especially after this year. So they may say, look, we have 100% equity in this house. Let's sell it and let's downsize. Now, where your advantage comes is those people, basically, since they have no mortgage, basically a lot of it is profit. So what they're going to do is basically not haggle the price. They're not looking for the highest and best.
Right, exactly. Right away, I'm thinking to myself, okay, maybe we can get a deal going here. Because these people, the money that they're getting is going to be maybe all money they're putting in their pocket after their expenses. If they're selling for $250,000 after their expenses and everything, they might end up with $225,000 in their pocket, $250,000.
Yep.
And they're already getting their retirement, and they're getting their pension. So therefore, all of this money coming into them is totally different. Now look at the other scenario. Here you have someone who just bought their house maybe 2008 when the market was high.
Yes.
And they went ahead and they remodeled the house. They put money in, and they put in the granite countertops, and they put in the new floor and all of that. So now they're selling it for, let's say, $350,000, $400,000. Well, after they figure out their purchase cost, the money they put in, let's say they bought it for $225,250, and they put, let's say, 30, 40 into it. So now that's almost $300,000. So now their fees, so they're selling it for $350,000, $400,000. They're only making about $60,000,
Just
$50,000.
about after closing costs, yes.
So therefore, these are not the people that you're going to go in there and start haggling with and think you're going to get a big bargain out of. They need the money.
Those are the ones that want highest and best. Those are the people that are going to put stainless steel, granite, everything, because they want to squeeze every penny they can. They want to make the most value as far as a house that you just turn the key and move in.
Right. So you're chasing after a dream that is really not a good investment when you're looking for the top line, for the top end. And what happens is that when you buy that property, right away, now you've got the high mortgage, you've got all of the expenses that you have to pay. Now, let's put two scenarios together. You bought that house, what equity do you have? Let's say you go to sell it 2 years from now. What if the property drops in a little value? Now you're stuck.
Very
now
true.
let's say I buy the house next door, needed a little work, I paid $200,000, $240 for the house, $225, whatever it may be. Now I go in and I start remodeling that house. Now, what do? First of all, I put the stainless steel appliances in. Say I spend $1,000 on the refrigerator. I go all out. I get the ice refrigerator with the,
the water and everything.
The water and all that. Let's say I get a range. I get a nice range for about $600. I'm into it for $1,600. Now, you really want to go and economize and have it look great, because I've done this, haven't I?
You have. Tell them about the granite.
I've done it, the last 2 years?
Yes, definitely.
With a property that I own. You go in, and it had horrible looking cabinets. I mean, brown cabinets, dark brown cabinets.
Dark brown cabinets. And matter of fact, they look dated.
They were dated.
Tell them how you spruced those up.
What did I do? I went to a paint store and get good quality paint. And I got a, what was it called? Bright white.
Tell them you got the gloss, right? So the light hits it, looks very nice
the gloss.
and shiny.
Get the gloss.
Yeah, gloss white paint.
Get the gloss, bright white paint. And I got it wasn't no more than a couple of gallons. So now my cost there is like $30 a gallon. I got the fine brush, so it wouldn't leave any streaks or anything like that. And all of the cabinets, I painted them bright white.
Bright white.
And they came out looking just like I just bought them.
Look amazing.
They were amazing. They came out nice and bright and white. I changed all of the knobs and I put gold knobs on them. They're really nice, expensive looking knobs.
Yes.
When I say expensive, instead of $1.50, the knobs cost me, what, $2?
$2 to $3.
Maybe $2.50, $3, but they were expensive looking knobs. And I put all of the handles and knobs on all of the cabinets. So now I got bright white cabinets with all the expensive knobs and everything. And I'm looking at a total investment of maybe $80.
$80, $90.
$89. And look at all the work I didn't have to do. I didn't have to go in and tear the cabinets out.
Demolishing the cabinets?
I didn't demolish them. I didn't have to go patching all of the wood in the back. I didn't have to hire carpenters. I didn't have to go in and change everything around. It'd take weeks.
Exactly.
All of that took 2 days.
2 days, that was
Because I had to wait for it to dry overnight. Otherwise, it would have taken 1 day.
Right?
Because I put 2 coats in.
So look at that. In the kitchen, what, you've changed the appliances?
And,
You've done the cabinets?
on the what do you call it, countertops, they were, what do you call it? Formica or whatever.
Yeah, it was the Formica.
Formica.
It looked like an 80s house as far as like
It was
pink.
80s.
It was like light pink.
Yeah, light pink, orange. It looked like something from the days of the Fonz.
Yeah, exactly.
That was ugly. I mean, I say it's ugly, but
Hey, it was a generation ago.
it was the way it was then. So, I searched around and I found a company that did what was it, the granite counter.
Granite.
And there's a lot of them around now.
Yeah.
And I went and I spoke to the gentleman, and I said, I'd like to put all granite countertops. He came out and he measured it and everything, and that cost was $1,600. And he measured everything, custom and everything, and put all of that together. So it took him about 2 weeks, and he sent his men out to the house. I had to remove the old countertops. That was my agreement. But that was easy. I just took a hammer and a screw.
Hammer and a crowbar, right?
And a screw gun.
Screw gun, take them off.
Mainly a hammer and a screw gun. I unscrewed all of the screws and just lifted it up and took it all off. And he came out with his two workers. It was a Saturday morning, remember?
Yep.
They came out, they fitted it because it fit perfectly, and they just sat it down. And then I got a new stainless steel sink to fit right down in there. But now I got granite countertops. So now I've got new appliances, new granite countertop, and nice white, what do you call it?
The cabinets.
Cabinets. So, what's left? I got a fixture, light fixture for the, this is the kitchen. I got a light fixture for the kitchen. Light fixtures can go anywhere from $10 and up.
Yeah.
You don't have to go all out and put chandeliers and all that. Light fixture's a light fixture. The other light fixture that was there, I just used the light fixture and put a different cover over it.
Exactly.
That was easy enough.
And all that was left was what? The floor.
The
You
floor.
get that from Home Depot, the final little squares.
There you go. And I got the squares. They're like 12 inch by 12 inch.
Yes.
And they're self-stick.
They self-stick. That was an easy job, wasn't it?
How long does it take to do that? You just peel the back off and
like a sticker.
sit it there, and just like a stamp on an envelope.
And then the final thing was a backsplash right behind the stove.
Oh, the backsplash.
Beautiful backsplash from Home Depot. They have
Same
plenty of
thing.
design.
I got a backsplash, and the backsplash that I got was not the one with the gold and the glass and all of that you need a carpenter to put in. They have backsplash that's made out of a material like sort of a metal material.
Yes.
It comes in silver and gold, and you can cut it. You can actually cut it with a heavy-duty scissors, and it had a nice design on the front. So you get your caulk or your glue, you glue the back of the wall, you just press it up there. Now look turn that kitchen that was dated into something. When you open the door, it's like, wow, look at this beautiful kitchen.
Now that kitchen, but you invest maybe $2,900 in it total.
Yeah.
Granite, everything. The equity, as far as say the value of the house, when someone walks in there, they're going to be amazed. They're going to say, wow, this is a very updated kitchen.
Right.
Yes.
I saw an advertisement on TV last night. This company's got kitchens all around the state of Connecticut, and they had the advertisement. And I figured it out. It said $300 a month. It says for as low as $300 a month for 72 payments.
There you go.
They'll remodel your kitchen. So I'm thinking, okay, $300 a month is $3,600. 72 months, that's what, 6 years?
It's about 6 years.
So you figure 6 years times about 4, and then everything. So you're looking about 24,000, probably what other sales
Finance.
tax and all that, finance.
Interest.
So what are you looking at? About maybe $30,000. $30,000. I did, what, 3,000?
Yeah, 3,000, and no time at all.
Yeah, no time at all.
Between ordering the granite, having them cut it, you can do a whole kitchen within, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks at the most.
Right, and I was doing it, a little bit at a time.
A little bit at a time, yeah.
It's not like I'm a full-time, you look at me, do I look like I'm a
Contractor?
I mean, this is self-doing. I had a guy that was helping me out and, working with me, but it was, there again, it was just a handy guy that was helping me out and everything. And even throughout the house was a drab-looking
Yes.
brown...
Red colors,
what do you
reds and
call
browns.
that? Paneling.
Paneling,
Oh,
yes.
because you imagine paneling.
Yes.
And I see people go in and they rip all the walls.
They rip it out.
They rip everything out.
That's expensive.
Not only that, you start ripping all the paneling out, you don't know what's behind the
You
paneling.
don't know what's behind there either, yes.
So what did I do? I left all of the paneling there. I just turned around and painted it to a nice light gray. That's the
Yes.
color. Everybody loves light gray now.
I call it IKEA gray because that's where I see all IKEA. Everything's that gray color. It's like a silver color, but not too silver. It's soft on the eyes.
Soft, nice,
Yes.
soft color. So when you get on that particular thing, you get an interior flat. You
Yes.
don't use a gloss. You use an interior flat paint.
Yes.
And you paint it. It came out looking like the lines, and if you know what I'm talking about with the older paneling, it all has lines coming down.
Yes.
Up and down. When you leave the lines in there and you paint over all the walls, it looks like you paid extra to put the lines in there because it gives it a nice look, because now you have the nice design in the panel, and no one knows it's paneling. It looks like sheetrock with nice lines in it. So you've turned around and you don't have to rip anything apart. You don't have to worry about a dumpster. You paint that and it looks really, really nice. Really nice throughout, the entire house.
Yes.
Then in some parts, I had tiles. The kitchen, I had the tiles, and it made it look night and day.
Night and day.
Night and day.
Now they may say, Mr. Scott, what else could I do in that same type of situation? Talking about the crown molding, a little liner at the top of each room.
Crown molding, you can buy crown
Home
molding
Depot.
by the foot. And it's very simple. You got a 12-foot room, you put 12 feet of crown molding, you cut it and you tack it up there, and
Tack
you
it up.
put a nice white gloss paint around there to make it really look nice and
Yes.
shine. So you see, this is what I'm saying. When you go out to look for homes, now you take, for example, that particular house doubled in value
Yes.
from the little bit that I did. So the guy next door who bought the glitz and the shine and all that, he's treading water or maybe underwater, and his
Yes.
value is not there. next door, I'm next door to him.
You're
My house
growing
looks
equity.
good, and my house is worth half as the house I have there is worth twice as much as what I paid for it.
Very true.
And both houses are worth the same thing. Only thing is he owes twice as much on his house than I owe
very
on
true.
mine. So you see, and now I could turn around if I wanted to and sell that house to his cousin or the next person because it looks just as good as his house. But that's what I'm trying to say. When you're out there and you're in these competitive bidding processes, don't, like I'm saying, hey, if you want to pay the money, okay, but you don't have to. In most cases right now, we're in a situation where most people cannot afford to pay that money. With the interest rates that have gone up and with the cost of living and the inflation that we're dealing with, most people now are in a bind because rents are sky high.
Very true.
And they can't afford all that glitz.
Exactly.
So
in closing, we're going to continue this. We just covered the kitchen today in the living room. So as far as there's many things you can do to fix up a house to give you value. People always want to go turnkey, buy the house that's already fixed up, but there you're going to have competition. Why not go for the house that is almost there and you take it there and you can reap the rewards?
Exactly. And if you were looking to do that, contact my son.
Oh, yes, definitely. Give us a call.
Me, and we can sit you down because we have your interests at heart.
Yes.
Well, we want to see that you get the biggest value possible. So
Very
maybe
true.
you can close this out.
Yes, definitely. We're here to help the people like we say every week, and we'll see you next week with even more tips on how to get a wedge deal in the real estate.
Right. And tell your friends, because what we're trying to do is make home ownership available and affordable to everyone out there. Because especially with the rents and everything that's going on, we don't have to tell you. So
Very true.
Until next week, God bless. Shalom.
Amen.